Hey everyone, it's Clinton. I am back with a FLAK Friday development diary. Pardon me. This is diary number 4, and yes, this is going to be a quick one. I think I really just wanted to show the game in its most current form, and to just provide a quick update. Great news. I mean, there's been a lot of progress for me the last week and a half. Pretty much every major component of the game exists now and is working. As you just saw there, I had the main menu up, which I've had for a while, but I now have a sniffy little spiffy transition from the main menu into gameplay. That was the last thing I put in. There is, of course, the how to play screens and the credit screens, which I was able to show last time. And we have some callouts now when you shoot down enemies. There's actually some points that fly out. You can see how many points each enemy is worth now. So really going forward, I'm doing a lot of polishing and optimization. You might even notice in the video right now that there's some frame rate stutters, and I think part of it has to do with my recording software. But I have more than a sneaking suspicion that there's some routines running. There's some garbage collection I need to do. I need to really clean up my code as well. Here we have the game over screen with like a high score now. I can record high scores. I think when I send this out to be hosted on a web portal, I'll need to be snapping in their API anyway. So I think the high score system I have now is extremely rudimentary, and I think that's going to be modified in any case. But in terms of just running the game locally on your own machine, you have a very simple high score system where I just write to a .ini file, and I just update the scores through there by writing to the file directly. Nothing too fancy at all. And so yeah, really just a lot of polishing. There's a lot of bells and whistles I would still like to add to the game, stuff I could do in the front end to sort of make the transition smoother. A lot of sound effects I want to add. I've gotten really tired of hearing the same 4 sound effects. Some of them I will be keeping, but in general, I mean, I really reused a lot of the explosions. I really only have 2 explosion sound effects, and the main one, you know, when enemies explode, that one sounds a bit too. It's not impressive enough. I've gotten to the point where I want something with a bit more bass, a bit more oomph, boosting the lucky drop. Just a lot of different like small things that I hopefully will add up to making a much more polished and professional looking product. Of course, my budget and time is still limited, but I want to do the most that I can, right, with what I have. And yeah, I mean, that's really where I'm at. It's just that kind of pushing through that final 10% of development, and putting in the extra care and attention to all the small things, all the little details. And I'm probably a broken record mentioning this, but the start of each new game is still a little slow, and I have not really taken any time to adjust the numbers that affect how frequently and how intensely enemies are spawned right off screen. So finally, I think in the coming week, I'm going to be doing a lot of tuning on that front to make sure the game starts off with a bang and doesn't let up, right? It's just a bit too blasé and flat for the first 20 seconds, and sometimes that's just way too long. And I've been, you know, playtesting the game, not to really check for this stuff, but just to sort of like test functionality in other areas. But it's definitely something I've picked up on consistently over the last few weeks. So instead of being a broken record and repeatedly just mentioning it, I'm finally going to do something about it, and hopefully the next time I do an update, yeah, it'll be much improved. In terms of the next update, I would still like to get this get this game completely wrapped up this month. So I think for next week I may just hold off on doing a diary update. Other things are happening as well in my life, so I'll be pretty busy next week. But in terms of the actual workload, it's just as long as I can kind of keep a steady, do some steady work on the game every day, and really put some extra attention on it during the weekends, I should be in a pretty good spot to get this done this month. And yeah, if I were to do an update next week, I don't feel like there would be a significant amount different to show, so that's why I'm just gonna hold off, and I'll come back either when the game's completely out the door or when I'm just about ready to launch it. I think that'll be a better time to do an update. And so yeah, it's been a bit of a long journey. I actually been developing the game long before I started doing these dev diaries. So so if you've been following the dev diaries, it may seem kind of short, but it actually may seem kind of long too, because I still feel this kind of game could be hammered out in the course of a short game jam, even by 1 or 2 people. And I've been sort of tinkering around with it for quite a few months now, and it's been good to sort of just bear down on it for the last couple months and really just commit to finishing it before moving on to any new projects. So I thank you very much for just tuning in and just being a part of this learning experience for me, and sort of tracking the progress of FLAK. And hopefully the next time we talk again, I'll have I hope the game will just seem almost like new. Put in all this extra work to really put a bow on it, and hopefully it will just look super polished. So yeah, that's about it for me. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all later. Bye for now.